All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
All right, so we're outside MI6. Why are we here, Miles?
We're here because the British had a spoil of war in the 1980s from the Falklands. They had a brilliant new find called a sentient fluid, or black goo.
Black goo.
Because it was black and it was goo.
Okay.
And it responded to electrical stimuli. They brought it back to England, brought it up to a much warmer temperature. It started to respond. Things went badly wrong in the labs.
So black goo is it's an intelligence?
It's a sentient fluid. They wanted to develop it as a weapon. That whole concept failed. The whole concept went wrong, and they dumped it in the sewers.
Zul, Hanif Anip, and his wife Puteri are home with their child when they hear odd noises coming from the bathroom. So Zul goes to check it out and sees this. A 6.5-foot, slimy, extremely grotesque creature slithering out of their toilet. It resembles a snake, but most definitely is not. So, what is this thing?
So what it's doing now is going through the bacteria. It's going through all the living life forms. It's exploring everything.
Is it in me?
It's in you and it's in everybody.
So it's coming out of here right now.
It's in a water supply.
It's in our taps. It's in our...
It's in the air as particulates.
Is it dangerous?
It's not dangerous unless you are hostile to it. It's in a learning stage, and it's being conscious and it's communicating with people.
What's it communicating?
It's communicating that it's here to clean up our mess.
There's one big black goo deposit in Paraguay. And there's one village next to this black goo deposit. And the Bush family has her big villa escape territories when they are chucked out of the United States. So they're going to be down there, living in this little village in Paraguay. And a friend of mine went down there to get samples of this black goo from Paraguay. And he realized that Angela Merkel had her villa next door. And this black goo has to do something with the communication with demons. This is in the black magic tradition. These black goo schists were used to communicate with demons. So this all interconnects on political, scientific, and the level of mythology. We can access black goo also from the little pictures from the microscope. This is German rain. And if you want to know what this liquid does, you can have a look at it in the lab. When you have bigger amounts of it, it looks like this. It's a liquid crystal. This liquid is self-organizing physically. And this, at the moment,
make it to the age 30. Lindsay will be 25, and Michael Jackson has no more than 5 years left. At the other end, Angelina's going to have a long, healthy life, and so will George Bush. If you're not, you're yelling in the booth.
Is sleeping. It's not aware of being observed, it's quiet. Sometimes when it doesn't like to be observed, it might jump out of the pot straight into your face. If you have 2 of those in one room, get them 5 meters close to each other, they stare at each other, then they decide that they want to be united. And then they start to pull. It's like magnetism, but it's intelligent. And when they realize that you hold them within the vessel and they cannot escape, they get angry and start to shake the vessel and try to break through the wall. Because they know once they are through, they can flow over the ground and unite to a bigger unit. This is something you can just observe in the lab. And especially this liquid was extracted from those black stones. This is World War II leftovers. We found them in an underground facility in Bavaria, 1/2 ton of it. So we can imagine that the SS processed quite a bit of this. And I guess that the guys found also the technology to extract the oil from it. Must have been there in written form because they did it in the lab successfully. If you look at those stones, you have a brief history of things reported out of former times. You have, if you look at H.P. Lovecraft, the descriptions of the black magic communities in Eastern Europe. They had kind of sculptures out of this black oil schist, and once a year they went there slaughtering little babies to get the demons out of the stone, sacrificing little children to communicate and get the service from the demons. This is one thing mentioned. If you go back in history, you find them in the Kaaba in Mecca, the same form of phallus-shaped structure that is described in Vedic script as Shiva's lingam, that is described in this Lovecraft script. A fragment of it is part of a central part of the Kaaba in Mecca, and every Muslim in the world is asked to go there once in his life and to kiss this stone. If you go back, you find them on Turkish and Roman, Greek and Turkish coins. You see them left and right of the tree of life in the paradise garden. So getting in contact with this black goo is what caused the deterioration of paradise.
And I had them on my arms and my legs, and then wait till you see the inside of my mouth. It's nasty. There's like 4 on this side, and then on this side, there's that one. And that one. So I saw 2 doctors and an NP this morning, and they have no idea what's going on, so they sent me to a specialist, and they deemed it urgent. So I'm here at the specialist now, just waiting for them to come see me. I'm gonna attach some pictures of, in this small video of some of the bruising I had as well. There's this bruise here on the inside of my arm. That was probably my worst one. I couldn't even tell you what happened or what happened, like how it happened. I'm not one to bruise easy either, so it was really strange. And then hang on, I'll upload a video as well of my legs. And there were just some bruises. They weren't as bad though, but they're just so random. And like I don't remember hitting anything or anything. they biopsied just to send it to the lab just to see if it was like cancerous or anything like that, because at this point they had no idea what was going on. So then she asks me, my doctor, she asks what my urine's like, and I told her, oh, this morning I peed like 3 hours ago and it was really, really clear. She's like, okay, well, we'll get a urine sample anyways just to be safe. I was like, okay, yeah, no worries. So I get the urine sample and I pee into the cup, and this is what I peed. Like, I peed literal black, like blood. So I brought this out to the doctor and she was like, interesting. So she then ordered me to go get stat blood work done at the hospital. So basically they did my blood work and sent me home and said, we'll call you if there's anything weird. I was like, okay, dope. So I got home, and then like 30 minutes later I get a phone call and they're like, hey, just a heads up, like your platelets are less than 1. And just to put that into like perspective for you, they're supposed to be from like anywhere from 150 to 450, and mine were less than 1. And yeah, it's hard to say if this is like a one-time thing or if it is gonna be something I'm gonna have to like continue to monitor for life. I don't know. I guess we'll just see in the next coming months what happens. A lot of people have been in the comments asking about like if I had the COVID vaccines and whatnot. I did. I had both doses of Pfizer, and it's hard to say if this is a side effect of that, because it had never this has never happened before. It makes me believe maybe it is, but who's to say?